Hello everyone. In this video, we shall take up a few problems on periodic and non-periodic signals. As we discussed before during classification of signals, how do we define periodic signals? How do we check for a signal to be periodic? If the signal repeats itself for a particular time interval, then we call it as the signal is periodic. If the signal does not repeat itself for a particular time interval, then the signal is non-periodic. Okay, and the smallest value of time for which the signal repeats is called as fundamental period, and we call it as capital T. Okay, so fundamental period for continuous time signal is capital T. So this is called as fundamental period. If this is a continuous time signal, and if it's a discrete time signal, this capital N is actually fundamental period. Okay, what is how do you define fundamental period? It's the smallest period of time for which signal repeats itself is called as fundamental period. Also, capital T is actually inverse of the frequency 1 by f. Okay, or f is equal to 1 by t. So now we shall take up a few problems on finding periodic and finding periodicity of a signal. The first problem, so problem number 1, x of t, it's a continuous time signal, x of t is equal to sine 50 pi t. X of t is sine 50 pi t, and what is our aim? Our aim here is to check whether the signal is periodic. If it is periodic, then find its fundamental period. Okay, that's what we need to see here. So I have to check whether this signal is periodic. If it is periodic, I need to find its fundamental period. Okay, so solution. So we might be knowing a sinusoidal signal, its general representation is a sine a into sine omega t plus or minus phi. Okay, this is how we represent a sinusoidal signal, where a is the amplitude, which is the sine waves amplitude is scaled by a factor of capital A. Omega is the angular frequency in radians per second, or omega can be written as 2 pi f. In terms of frequency in hertz, I can write omega as 2 pi f, right? And t is independent variable, which is varying from minus infinity to plus infinity, that we already know. And what is phi? Phi is the phase angle. Okay, so the periodicity of the signal depends upon this omega. Okay, whatever may be the amplitude, whatever may be the phase, periodicity of the signal does not depend upon amplitude of the signal or the phase of the signal. Okay, it's independent. So the periodicity depends completely on this omega. Fine. Now what do? We equate this with the omega. So sine 50 pi t, I can equate it to sine of omega t, right? So where what is omega, I'll just equate omega. So what is omega? Omega is equal to what? 50 pi. Omega is 50 pi. And what is omega? Omega in terms of frequency is 2 pi f is equal to 50 pi. But what is f? F is in terms of fundamental frequency, it is 1 by t, right? So instead of writing f, I'll write it as 2 pi into 1 by t, so divided by t. Okay, is equal to 50 pi. And what is this? This is actually fundamental period, right? This is fundamental period. This is what we want, right? So pi cancels out, and if I solve for t, capital T is equal to what? 2 by 50, right? And this is equal to 1 by 25 second. So it's a periodic signal with fundamental period 1 by 25 seconds. Okay, we shall take up one more second, problem number 2. X of t is equal to 20 into cos of 10 pi t plus pi by 6. So what is our aim? Our aim here is to find whether the signal is periodic. Is it periodic? Yes, obviously it's a cos wave, so it's a periodic signal. Since it is a periodic signal, I need to find its fundamental period, capital T, right? This is what I want. Now don't worry about this. What I'm worried about, this. Okay, so cos omega t is equated with cos of 10 pi t. right? Now what is omega? Omega is equal to 10 pi. Okay, and omega in terms of fundamental period is 2 pi by t is equal to 10 pi. Pi cancels out. If I solve for t, so what do I get? 2 by 10, which is equal to 1 by 5 seconds. This fundamental period is 1 by 5 seconds. Okay. Next, I'll take up one more problem here itself. The third problem, x of t is equal to e power j phi t. Okay. So this is in the form of, okay, solution. I need to find its periodic. Is it a periodic signal? Yes, because this is e power j omega t. It is of the form e power j omega t, right? And what is omega in our case? Omega is 5, right? If I equate this to e power j 5t, and what is omega? Omega here is 5, right? And what is omega in terms of fundamental period? 2 pi by t is equal to 5, right? And if you solve for t, t is equal to what? 2 pi by 5 second. So it's a periodic signal with fundamental period 2 pi by 5 second. Okay. Now we shall take up one more problem. Problem number 4. X of t is equal to cos square 2 pi t. X of t is equal to cos square 2 pi t. Okay. Or this can also be written as cos of 2 pi t whole square. This is also same, this is also same. Cos whole square is nothing but cos square of that. Fine. Now I cannot directly solve for periodicity here, because cos square of something will affect the periodicity. Okay. So what is cos square theta? What is cos square theta? Cos square theta is nothing but 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2, right? Cos square theta is 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So solution. So I can write this as x of t is equal to cos of, so cos square theta is 1 plus cos of 2 into cos of 2 theta. And what is theta? This whole thing is theta, right? 2 into 2 pi t whole divided by 2, right? And this is equal to what? 1 plus cos of 2 into 2 is 4 pi t whole divided by 2, right? And this I can write it as 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 times cos of 4 pi t. So as a whole, this is one signal, right? So I have a cos signal, its amplitude is scaled by 1 by 2. Okay, I have a cos signal, its amplitude is scaled by 1 by 2, and its DC is shifted by 1 by 2. In the sense, the signal, half of cos signal is shifted above by 1 by 2. Okay, so whenever I add this, the DC factor is shifted. The signal is shifted up above or signal is shifted below, depending upon what is this number. Okay, so basically this value does not affect the periodicity. This value also does not affect the periodicity. Okay, only thing is this is what the periodicity will affect. Okay, now what is omega? Omega, you have to equate it here is with 4 pi, right? And 2 pi by capital T. Omega in terms of fundamental period, I can write it as 2 pi by t. It is equal to 4 pi. Okay, and pi cancels out. Therefore, capital T is equal to what? 2 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 2 second. Okay, I'll take up one more problem. This is problem number 5. X of t is equal to e power j pi t. We already solved it, but still it's a simple one, right? So omega is equated by pi, right? Because e power j omega t. This is of the form e power j omega t, right? So 2 pi by capital T, I can write omega as 2 pi by capital T into is equal to pi. Pi cancels out, therefore fundamental period is 2 seconds. Okay. Now this is how we basically solve for a periodicity of a signal if I have just one frequency component. Like I have one signal, right? In the right hand side, x of t is equal to, I have just one signal. What if I have x of t is equal to, I have more than one signal, x1 of t plus x2 of t. I have one periodic signal, and this periodic signal is added with one more periodic signal. where periodicity of this signal is different than periodicity of this signal. If this is the case, how do we solve for periodicity of a signal? Okay, that is the question, right? So the approach is different. The approach what we used to do for a single periodic signal is different than the approach what we do for multiple periodic signal. Okay, so for that you have to make use of this note. So what does this note say? The sum of two or more, I can say, but just to convince you, I'm taking two signals. Okay, the sum of two periodic signals x1 of t and x2 of t with periods x1 of t has t1 and x2 of t has fundamental period t2. Okay, so with periods t1 and t2 may or may not be periodic. The sum of these two signals may or may not be periodic depending upon the relationship between t1 and t2. Okay, if the sum to be periodic, then the ratio of periods t1 by t2, t1 by t2, these two ratio must be a rational number. Okay, when I say rational number, it is nothing but ratio of two integers. Numerator should be an integer and denominator also should be an integer. So otherwise the sum is not periodic. Okay, so just to sum it up, if you have more than one signal, say x1 of t and x2 of t, and these two are periodic signal, x1 of t is also periodic signal with fundamental period t1, x2 of t is also periodic signal with fundamental period t2. So the sum of these two signal may or may not be periodic depending upon the relationship between t1 and t2. Okay, if this summed up signal is to be periodic, then what is the condition? The ratio of t1 and t2 should be a rational number. Okay, or it has to be a ratio of two integers. Otherwise, the signal is not periodic. Just to convince you, I will give an example. Say, example 1. Say, I have a signal x of t. It's a sum of two periodic signal x1 of t and x2 of t. Okay, x of t is the sum of two periodic signal x1 of t and x2 of t. And this signal has a periodic fundamental period t1, and this signal has a fundamental period t2. And this has a fundamental period of t1 is equal to 5 seconds, and this has a fundamental period t2 is equal to 7 seconds. Now whether this x of t is periodic, how do we check? I can say whether the x of t is periodic or not by taking the ratio of t1 and t2, right? So t1 by t2, which is equal to 5 by 2, this is equal to rational. When I say rational, this should be integer. Numerator should be integer and denominator also should be an integer. Okay, fine. So since it's a rational number, in the sense numerator and denominator both are integer, the signal is periodic. Okay, now the signal is periodic. Now next question is, what is the fundamental period? How do I find fundamental period? The fundamental period t of this signal x of t is nothing but LCM of t1 and t2. We just have to take LCM of t1 and t2. That will give me the fundamental period capital T. Okay, so let me give you one more example. Say again I have a signal x of t. It is a sum of two periodic signal x1 of t and x2 of t. Okay, where the fundamental period of t1 is, let's take 5 seconds itself, whereas fundamental period t2 is root 7, square root of 7. Okay, now whether this summed up signal is periodic, it's not, right? Why? Because its ratio t1 and t2 5 by root 7. Okay, this previously I have put 2, but it should be 7, right? Because it was 7. But anyhow, it's an integer, so it does not matter, right? Okay, now 5 by root 7. Numerator is an integer, but denominator is not an integer, right? It's not an integer. So therefore, this signal is non-periodic. Now, since it is non-periodic, there is no question of its periodicity. Okay, there will be a fundamental period only if the signal is periodic. If the signal is non-periodic, there is no question of its fundamental period. Okay, so take the ratio, find t1, find t2, take its ratio. If it is a rational, signal is periodic. If it is not a rational, then the signal is non-periodic. If the signal is periodic, how do I check its periodicity? Fundamental period. It is LCM of t1 and t2. Okay. Now we shall take up one or two examples. Let's say, what is the problem number? I think 6, problem number 6, I guess. So x of t is equal to cos of 60 pi t plus sine of 50 pi t. So what is our aim here? Our aim here is to find the periodicity of the signal. Okay. So solution. So x of t is sum of two periodic signals, right? Cos 60 pi t is a periodic signal, obviously. Sine 50 pi t is also a periodic signal, obviously, right? So, but the question is, what is this signal's period and what is this signal's period t2? So now my first aim here is to find t1 and t2. What is t1? Fundamental period of first signal. What is t2? Fundamental period of second signal. Okay. Now, so I'll call omega 1 for this signal. I'll call it as omega 1 is equal to, so what is this? 60 pi. So this is nothing but our omega 1, right? And this is nothing but our omega 2. Now I will write omega 1 in terms of fundamental period 2 pi by t1. Since 2 pi is constant, so t1, okay, is equal to 60 pi. So pi cancels out. If I solve for t1, so it is 2 by 60, which is equal to 1 by 30 second. So value of t1 is what? 1 by 30 second. Okay. Similarly, omega 2 is equal to what? 50 pi, right? Because omega 2 here is 50 pi. So 2 pi by t2 is equal to 50 pi, and pi cancels out. If I solve for t2, it is equal to 2 by 50, which is equal to 1 by 25 second. So t2 is 1 by 25 second. Fine, I got value of t1, I got value of t2. What is the next thing I need to do? I have to check its ratio to see whether the signal, summed up signal, is periodic or not. I have to check its ratio, right? So t1 by t2. I have to check the ratio t1 by t2 is equal to, so what is the value of t1? T1 is 1 by 30. What is the value of t2? T2 is 1 by 25. So divided by 1 by 25 in the sense, so I can write it as 25 by 1, right? So this is equal to what? 25 by 30. This is equal to 5 5s are 25, 5 6 are 30. Okay, since it is also integer, numerator is also integer and denominator is also integer, therefore the signal is periodic. Okay, up till here I just checked whether this given signal, summed up signal, is periodic or not. How did I say it's periodic? Because the ratio of t1 and t2 I got a rational number, right? 5 by 6. Numerator is also an integer, denominator also is an integer, right? Next, now how do I check for its periodicity, right? So I said that, okay, fine, this is periodic. Now next question is, what is its fundamental period? Okay, so we'll try to find its fundamental period. So how to find the fundamental period if the signal is periodic? So I have to, it is nothing but LCM of t1 and t2, right? So the fundamental period, capital T, is nothing but LCM of t1 and t2. Okay, now what is t1? The value of t1 is what? 1 by 30 second. What is the value of t2? T2 is 1 by 25 second. Okay, so I have to take t is equal to LCM of 1 by 30 comma 1 by 25. Now as a whole 1 by 30 is an fraction, right? 1 by, as a whole, the 1 by 30 is fraction. As a whole 1 by 25 is a fraction. Now how to take LCM of a fraction number? So what is the formula to find the LCM of a fraction number? So LCM of a fraction number, fraction number is found using the formula LCM of numerator divided by HCF of denominator. If it is a fraction, I have to, if I take LCM of a fraction number, the formula is LCM of numerator divided by HCF of denominator. So we'll try to use this formula to find the capital T. So capital T is equal to what? LCM of 1 by 30 comma 1 by 25. Since these two are fractions, so I can write it as LCM of numerator. So LCM of numerator is what? Numerator is 1 and 1, 1 comma 1, right? Divided by HCF of denominator. What is the denominator? It is 30 comma 25. What is the LCM of 1 comma 1? It is 1, right? So what is HCF? HCF is nothing but GCD, greatest common divisor, right? What is the greatest common divisor of 30 and 25? So HCF or GCD is nothing but what is the largest number that divides both of them, right? So 1 divides 30 and 35, 2 no, 3 no, 4 no, but 5 6 are 30, 5 5 are 25, and that is the largest number which divides 30 and 25, right? So it is 1 by 5. So therefore the fundamental period capital T is given by 1 by 5 second. So I have one more shortcut method to find actually the fundamental period. Let me just give you that also. You can make use of that, or you can make use of this formula also. No big deal. You get the same result. Okay. So what was T1? T1 is 1 by 30, right? What was T2? T2 is 1 by 25, right? Now capital T, I can call it as the ratio of two integers T1 and T2. And this is equal to what? 1 by 30 into 25 by 1, right? So T1 is 1 by 30 divided by 1 by 25 is nothing but if this goes to numerator 25 by 1. So this is equal to 5 5 is 25 and 5 6 30, right? So what did I get? So I'll just continue here. T is equal to what? T1 by T2 is equal to what? 5 by 6. Correct? No? Now if I cross multiply this becomes 6 times T1. This goes to here 6 times T1, and this goes to here, which is equal to 5 times T2. Correct? No? So what is this? This is a capital T, right? And this is equal to what? 6 times, what is the value of T1? It is 1 by 30, and this should be equal to 5 times, what is the value of T2? 1 by 25. And what is this? 6 ones are 6, 5s are 30, and 5 ones are 5 5s are 25. So both is equal to 1 by 5, right? So therefore capital T is equal to 1 by 5 second. Fundamental period is 1 by 5. Either you take LCM of T1 and T2, or easy method is you just cross multiply. Take the ratio T1 by T2 and just cross multiply, and you have to get the same number. So it's a shortcut method to find its fundamental period. Okay. Let me take up one more example so that you get used to it. So problem number 7, x of t is equal to 3 times cos of 4t plus 2 times sine of pi t. Okay. So solution. So I need to find t1, I need to find t2. So what is the value of t1 here? So omega 1 is equal to 4, 2 pi by t1 is equal to 4. Therefore t1 is equal to 2 pi by 4 second, right? Now what about t2? Omega 2 is equal to, so what is omega 2? Pi, right? So 2 pi by t2 is equal to pi. Pi cancels out. So t2 is equal to what? T2 is equal to 2 second. Now I got t1 and I got t2. Now I have to check its ratio. T1 by t2 is equal to, what is t1? 2 pi by 4. What is t2? It is 2. And basically this is nothing but what? Pi by 2, right? I can write it as pi by 2. So this is nothing but pi by 2, right? So t1 is pi by 2 divided by, what is the value of t2? 2 by 1, and this is equal to what? So pi by 2, and if this goes to numerator 2 by 1, it is 1 by 2, right? Which is equal to pi by 4. Now is it a rational? Numerator is not an integer, right? It is pi. Pi is 3.1432, and this goes on forever, right? So pi numerator is not an integer, right? So therefore, since this is irrational number, so since this signal is non-periodic. The signal is non-periodic.